Slanjava, welcome back to Whiskey and Synths. Another season commences. Today we're gonna have a little chat about how can you make the most of your music making this autumn and winter. Because generally summer kind of sucks for music production. That's fine because it's really good for other things like getting out and about, seeing your friends and family, getting smashed, going to events and festivals. You're less likely to be in your studio cave like this, playing around on your synths. To be honest, a lot of that stuff was packed away since my last gig, which I think was in May. I haven't really touched it. I feel really bad saying that. I've done hardly any music, and that's normal. It's okay. But how can it's probably you found it that way too as well. That's okay. But how can you make the most of autumn and winter as a music producer? We're going to do that today on the show. I'm David. I work full time in a music studio in the UK. I've helped over 1,000 musicians and artists just like you make music they want to make, and I've had work featured on the BBC, on ITV, and I've even had my music featured in an app made by the European Space Agency, which is, I still can't believe that one. So yeah, I've done music for ages, and my expertise is helping people like you. So I think the first thing you should probably do if you're not dusting off the cobwebs, getting back into it, is set a little goal for yourself. Like think, oh, well, what's my vision for what I want to do? Because if you just think I'm going to sit down and tweak away and play around, that's fine. And maybe you're like, I don't even care about releasing stuff. I just want to do that. That's okay. But I think for a lot of us, we want to like get something finished and completed, like whether it's a track or an EP or an album. I think it's really good to set that goal and make it manageable. So in winter, we've got from now September till December, January, February, then it starts kind of getting springtime. So it's a good chunk of time. I think to write, record, and finish an album in that time's possible. But I think if you're going to set a goal of doing a collection of tracks or songs, I'd maybe set yourself a goal as making an EP. If that's a bit much, I'd maybe think I'm going to just get a track finished. And because for that one track, you might have about 10 different projects that you've explored. And it's okay to have abandoned projects. Never feel bad. There's never wasted time in the studio. But it's good to have a goal like that. And I think it's good as long as your goal is to have a bit of a vision with it. So, for example, on one of the podcasts I've been researching about Daft Punk, Random Access Memories, they wanted warmth to be a core thing. St. Vincent, on her last album, she wanted electricity and movement and kind of physicality and things that are real in the world on her last album. So I think it's good to have this vision for it. What do you want to express? How are you feeling about the world, about yourself? What stories do you want to tell? Even though if it's instrumental music, you can still tell stories. What kind of textures do you want? What kind of sounds do you want? What kind of feels do you want? Think about that. And it's okay to write these things down in a notepad or a Google Doc or whatever as well. Even if you're just brain dumping to start with and it doesn't make any sense, you'll collect in your thoughts. Like, this is all about exploring, remember. Is a good place to start. So I think everyone's life's different. A lot of people I work with are quite busy. That's fine. But I think it's worth carving out that time to think, oh, when am I going to do this? And it's good at looking at your other leisure activities, your other free time around, say, your job or family, and think, well, what do I do then? Watching telly, like Netflix is fine. Everyone does it. YouTube as well. We all go down YouTube rabbit holes. I mean, I'm making a YouTube thing right here, right now. So, but essentially, what I'd encourage you to do is think of the balance sheet of that. When you're on your deathbed, are you going to be like, I wish I watched another YouTube video? Now, you might be like, I wish I'd done more Ableton or more music production. So sometimes I think the thought of jumping into it sounds hard, but my advice is, say you're tired. Everyone gets tired, right? Everyone. Why don't you just get your computer, if you've got a laptop, I guess, and just sit on the couch or go to a comfy place like your bed and put the headphones on, or even just have it coming out of the laptop speakers and just make tunes like that. Now, you're never going to mix tunes like that. Come on, you're going to, it's not the right listening environment, but you can start making tunes like that. Or on your commute home. I don't know if you commute by bus or train. You can use your computer then maybe. You could make loops in, or maybe if you're not comfortable using your laptop, then you make stuff on your phone, export the WAVs to your computer for later. So find that time just to keep doing it. And I think having a goal or vision for your project will make it more likely you'll be like encouraged to find that time, rather than like, oh, I'm going to make a house track, or I'm going to make a techno track. Maybe be more specific. I'm going to make like this like very mysterious, organic sounding techno, because I'm obsessed with forest walks and lightning storms, and think like that. What gets you going, has inspired you recently, and then what genres are you hoping to incorporate into it, and then find the time for it. Before we go, I just got a few other tips. Researching other artists to keep inspired, mate. That is one of the best things you can do. Just like, say you're doing the dishes or you're cooking, you're out and like, just bored. I like cooking, but just put on like one of the Red Bull Academy lectures by a famous artist. There's like a whole thing of them on YouTube, or you could watch all the videos on my channel if you haven't already. I've done loads on famous artists, but sometimes it's good to hear it straight from the artist's mouth, So find interviews with artists you like and just listen to them. Tape Up podcast is good for that. Or is it Tape Notes podcast? I can't remember. It's brilliant anyway. Where they interview artists. Not jealous at all. Like, we'd love to do that one day. If there's any famous artists come around, we can chat. I can get another microphone in here. But yeah, researching other artists is going to be a thing that will help keep you inspired. And I definitely recommend it. And I have to admit, researching these videos about famous artists that I do to show you is partly what keeps me inspired. So I'm not saying you should start a podcast about whiskey and synths and famous artists. Maybe do. But definitely that is one thing that can keep you inspired. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you about that could keep you inspired, a little bit of a plug as well. I do have a little challenge coming up as well, where we do 10 online Zoom sessions. You get your track finished. We release it on my label, Tonic Note Records, and then we have an in-person launch party with the actual cassettes as well. So it's not just a digital release, it's a compilation cassette. And I'm absolutely buzzing for that as well. And that, right now, you can click below to check it out if you want. It's a guaranteed release as well. So if it doesn't work for you, I'll work with you for free until it does as well. And it's all structured in this community thing with loads of other producers involved. So a little bit of a plug at the end there. We've got our online community. I'm just building it now on a new platform. So I'm excited to release that soon as well. So Tonic Note Records, my label, Whiskey and Synths, it's just hopefully going to be better and better, more and more community driven, with people interacting with each other. So if you're a viewer or you're a fan or enjoy this podcast videos, it's hopefully going to be a lot interactive between you and me and everyone else as a clan of producers to help each other more and more. And if anyone's watching this who was like, yeah, I've waited for ages for the Music Makers Social Club to come back. Well, it's coming back, and you are the Oracle members, the legendary founders. So I'm excited for that. I'm actually buzzing for that, but I'm going to focus on doing the challenge and course first. And like I said, it's not just another online course, because it's like, here's some stuff, you learn it, okay, bye. No, it's like, no, we're going to get it finished. We're going to get it released, and we're going to launch it at a party. We're all just hanging out. It's going to be amazing. And then that has a beginner and intermediate sort of version to it as well. So wherever you're at, I can help you. But it's Ableton Live only, just at the moment. I can teach Logic and stuff, but this one's Ableton Live at the moment. But I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, all about making the most of your music production this autumn and winter as we get into it. Check out other videos on the channel if you want other tips from famous artists and that. It's been a pleasure announcing this, coming back to it. I'll catch you later. Thanks, guys. Bye. Whiskey.